Alright, so I'm back again. We're gonna do some more of this design today. It's kind of just a free color where I just like pick different colors at random. I don't really have a plan for this the way I did for the other for the other floral pattern I colored, the geometric one. This one is just a non-geometric, I guess. It's not geared toward being a geometric pattern, but it's in the Botanical Wonders color, everyone. So I'm just gonna do what I did last time, and I'm gonna color while I whisper and talk softly about something. I don't actually remember what I talked about last time. This time I may actually just talk about don't roll your eyes, but I may just talk about anime, to be honest. So I recently got really into it depends on if you tend to use the like more English name or the more Japanese name, but basically it's My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero Academia. Like, I recently got really into it. I haven't watched all of the episodes that are currently out, but I recently got into it. And one of my favorite characters on there, I actually have favorite characters who are heroes and some who are villains and some who I think would have made really good vigilantes, and just like I have a lot of different favorites, okay? So basically one of my favorites, are we surprised, is Aizawa. Like one of my hero favorites. So his hero name is Eraserhead, and I actually really like him. So if you're not familiar with it, it's actually a dystopia that no one calls a dystopia, but anyway, everyone there has superpowers. So think Marvel or DC, but with anime. And instead of calling it like a superpower or an enhancement or a metahuman ability, the majority of people call it a quirk. I'm not sure why, but that's the word that they decided to choose. They chose quirk to talk about their powers. Anyway, his power, which you may or may not have gathered from his name, is that he can temporarily erase or neutralize other people's powers. So that's what his quirk does. But that's not why I like him. I mean, honestly, he's just a whole mood, to be honest. Just a whole doggone mood. Like, he's an underground hero, right? So basically, instead of being a daylight hero and being like all like open about what he does, being in the spotlight, getting a bunch of paparazzi, things like that, he tends to work at night in the shadows, doing a lot of like patrolling, undercover work, information gathering, things like that. He's just a less visible hero. But at the same time, he's able to do things like spying, infiltration, and he may go after criminals who are not doing as flashy crimes. So crimes that happen in, back alleys at night instead of in broad daylight. Just more covert things. And in a way, he's kind of like a ninja, which is kind of funny. But he really, really loves coffee. But he also really, really needs coffee because he's always tired. And he's always tired because not only is he an underground hero who, patrols and does those kinds of things at night, but he's also a teacher at UA High, which is the high school that teaches future heroes. So it teaches high school students like a hero education. So they learn normal subjects like English, but they also learn heroics. And that's another thing. In that world, being a hero isn't just like, a title or something other people call you. It's an official job designation, and the more popular you are, the bigger cases you get, like more high profile, and the more you tend to be paid. And your hero paycheck, because you're actually paid by a governing body, is based on, what cases you have and can turn in. So, anyway, daylight heroes would be really concerned with their rankings. All Might is actually the #1 hero. I don't know if it's in Japan or the world, but he's a big deal. So a lot of people know who All Might is, but not necessarily everyone would know who Eraserhead is. Well, anyway, I saw my totally not husband, but yes, he's my husband. He's not. I know he's not really. I just like to joke around because I'm very attached to him. But he's the total opposite of someone like All Might, who's just a very visible public figure who's #1, who's always in the spotlight, always in the news. Everybody knows what he looks like, etc. Eraser is totally different. He's rarely, if ever, in the news. He's not gonna be in the spotlight, not gonna be followed by paparazzi, not gonna have his name and face spread everywhere, Just different. But yeah, he's always tired because he has 2 jobs and a terrible sleep schedule. He has this yellow sleeping bag that he carries with him when he's on campus, and anytime he has a spare moment, he will literally just nap, and he looks like a huge yellow caterpillar. And I think that's when when my heart started to go. I was like, Heart, you realize this man isn't even real? And Heart was like I care. So here we are. But anyway, he is near and dear to my heart. I think he's precious. He's always literally so tired and so done with everything. The man, if you pricked his finger, coffee would come out instead of the red stuff you expect. He's just so tired, so done, not here for anyone's drama or anything. He's just, he's already done. He's already tired. He's not here for this. He is just, anyway. So, yeah, like I said, he's one of my favorites. He's precious. He also really likes cats. He actually really likes cats, which is another thing. But yeah, he's just always sleeping. He's just he does this thing called a logical ruse. So basically, he'll lie to or mislead his class as a means of tricking them in order to teach them a lesson. It's really interesting. One of the things he did when the main character Izuku got into the school, on the first day they had what did he call it? A quirk. It wasn't quirk measurement, was it? Quirk comprehension. It was some kind of test, just to see what their baseline, what their abilities was, so they could track their progress and help them improve. What normal schools should do instead of what they do. But anyway, he told them that whoever got the lowest score would be expelled. And at the end, spoilers. I should have tagged this whole video with spoilers, but basically he told them at the end that he was never going to expel anyone in the first place. allowed them to think that so that everyone would try their best and take it seriously instead of blowing it off. So that's one of his logical ruses. Because he, like I said, he wanted them to do their best, take it seriously, not blow it off, try their hardest, and actually give their maximum output. So he wanted to see what they could do right then, under pressure, when they were trying their best. So he called that a logical ruse. But he didn't tell them until the end. On one hand, some people, me included, at first looked at it and we were like, isn't that kind of mean? But he's not doing it to like hurt their feelings. He's doing it to make them stronger. Although I will admit, sorry, let me just cut off all of my notifications because that's a little annoying. But yeah, stop it. He will do stuff like that. He will just like kind of like fib to them, like mislead them for stuff like that. But that's one of his logical ruses. Another one was when they were supposed to go to this like training camp. More spoilers ahead. And he didn't tell them when they were getting off that the ground would go into a landslide, or that they would have to like basically make their own way towards the building. Like, he didn't tell them that. It was a surprise. He's basically one of those teachers who loves going pop quiz, except not for pop quizzes. Although I'm sure if he could give you a pop quiz on something, he would. So he can kind of come off as like not very caring, a jerk. But he's not a jerk. I mean, maybe he does still look like a jerk to literal children, but he's not actually. He just wants the best for them. Like let's see, what's something else. But yeah, he just wants the best for them. He just wants them to like be their best selves and to like learn and grow. Like, he's one of the teachers who has literally expelled his entire class before, but not permanently. He would like re-enroll them the next day, week, month, whatever, although I'm pretty sure he has permanently expelled some people, because that seems like something he would do if he thought that they couldn't handle it. But basically, more spoilers. He's trying to prepare them for like the life of a hero and how dangerous it is, and like how there's always something unexpected going on, you know? How you kind of have to prepare for everything, or brace yourself when you can't prepare, and just like thinking and strategizing in different ways, getting them to push their limits, things like that. He also said that he wants them to experience, you know, quote unquote, DEATH. And he does that by, you know, the expulsion thing. I mean, he'll re-enroll them himself. It's not like they're like expelled, but it's so that they know what that feels like once, so they can feel loss, so they can feel helpless. He doesn't want anyone to recklessly throw their lives away. And all of this is because, more spoilers, his friend that he went to school with, that was his same age, they were gonna like form a team together and work through an agency. I think they were gonna form their own agency. This is actually from the Vigilantes manga. It's not actually in the show, but basically they were gonna work at the same agency together, with the end goal of like forming their own. And they actually did intern together. But one of their friends during their internship, I guess that's what you should call it, internship, am I using the right word? I think I am. He, you know, perished. children, and his friend was like rushing, like trying to like save these kids, and he did, you know, praise be to the God of your choosing, he did save the kids, but at the cost of his own life. And, you know, Aizawa, like, had to watch him expire. And, you know, that was like his best friend. And he knew even at that age that his best friend was like just a rare gem, just a good person, you know. And, you know, his friend didn't quite manage to save like all the kids, because I'm pretty sure Aizawa and Yamada had to save some too. But like the point is, he went down in the line of duty at such a young age before he even finished training. And Aizawa was basically just like, I don't want more heroes in training, or very young heroes, to go the way he went and be taken out so early when they have so much potential. Which is why he wants them to, quote, experience perishing early on, to know what it feels like without them actually being hurt. So, although I'm sure it doesn't feel fair when you're on the other end of it, that's what he is doing. He's trying to prepare them. And one of the, like, exercises was the kids were split into heroes and villains. And, like, the villains, I'm pretty sure the villains had time to, the villain team had time to prepare before the hero team could go on site. And it's supposed to simulate, like, their version of real life, because oftentimes villains will have time ahead to plan or fortify or run, etc., you know. They also did randomized team-ups to make it realistic, because as they were trying to teach the kids, when you're like on missions and stuff, you don't know who's going to be around for backup to help you. Whoever's close by may not be like a close friend. It may be someone you've never worked before. You may not have complementary quirks, so basically your powers may not work well together. And you just kind of have to improvise and like go with the flow, basically. So, a lot of the stuff they do does actually have a reason, even if it seems like weird or even cruel in the case of, you know, the expulsion. There's like a purpose for it. There's a reason they're doing it that way, you know? Because they're trying to prepare these kids so that they don't expire before their time. But yeah, again, he's just always like so tired, so done with everyone. Always like napping, like my man has that yellow sleeping bag. I just love when he's being a caterpillar. It's honestly precious. He just looks like a big caterpillar. I also actually really like present mic. So like as in microphone mic, you know, like you would do a mic drop. Yeah. Even though he's like in some respects, I wouldn't say the opposite completely of Aizawa, but like they do have contrasting personalities, because where Aizawa is like very reserved and quiet and like watchful and observing, Mike is very like, instead of being soft-spoken, very loud, very cheery, very boisterous, just this happy-go-lucky type of person who's like always like hype. Versus, you know, poor Aizawa sometimes not even having the energy to blink. Rip. Sorry, babe. Not only that, but poor Aizawa's quirk will dry out his eyes. So the longer he uses his quirk, his eyes will start to dry out, so he suffers from chronic dry eye. So, yeah, my mans be struggling with that, LOL. He'd be struggling. But yeah, make this flower green. I mean, it's my coloring sheet. I can make a flower green if I want to. Same way you can make a flower orange if you want to. It's up to you. It's your design. Who's gonna stop you? No one. No one will stop you. Like, it's not like it's something heinous. You're just coloring. This is probably gonna be my last flower. But yeah, anyway, a lot of people in the fandom seem to think that Present Mike would probably be deaf or hard of hearing because of his quirk. So his quirk is actually a voice quirk. So his power is contained in his voice. And basically he can make it like really loud and even injurious. So, yeah. It's funny because their quirks are so contrasting too. Because one, it will literally like bring you down, slow you down in a sense, because, you know, it stops your power. It's something that stops. Meanwhile, Home Slice Yamada's quirk, you know, it's hype just like him. Even though he's not literally hyping you up like Trumpet, he's, you know, I don't know, it's just funny. A lot of people actually ship them together as like husbands, me included. Like, I see it. I do think they're adorable together. That I actually don't know if there's anything in canon that says they're together. But they are very close in canon. They were very close from a young age. If you look at the Vigilantes, you will see that they were very close from a young age. Very good friends. Whether or not that means they're together is up to you. I haven't gone through enough of the material to know if they are together in the manga. Because there's stuff in the manga that either the anime hasn't reached or like hasn't shown, you know? Like the Vigilantes arc. When Aizawa and Yamada and their friend were all young, Midnight was there too. Namuri. I like Midnight too. Her quirk, which again is hilariously just like hilariously paired with them because they went to school together and were friends, although I don't know if she was as close to them as they were to each other. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, basically she can put people to sleep. She secretes this like substance from her skin. That's actually why her costume, her hero costume, her suit, it's why it's so revealing, because she needs the surface area to release her, you know? I don't know if it's like a knockout gas or pheromones or what, but she just needs to be able to release it. So that's why the more skin she can have uncovered, it's actually better for her power, for her quirk. But yeah, they're very interesting. Oh, Present Mike, I have no idea why he isn't also always tired. Maybe he's so chipper because he's overcompensating. But that man has 3 jobs. He's a hero, you know? Just like Eraser, my dear Aizawa. And just like Namari, who's also a teacher at UA, so I guess she has 2 jobs too. But he has 3 because he actually has a radio station. Anyway, it's like Hands Up Radio or something. And he'll call people like listeners. But anyway, yeah, he's like a radio personality too. So he teaches English, he's a radio personality, and he's a hero. When does this man get to sleep? And how is he so chipper? I still feel bad. I still feel like garbage, and like I could sleep more and have no energy. Meanwhile, this man's is probably running on like 8 minutes of sleep, and is just full of more sunshine than Hinata and Naruto put together, and I don't know where he gets it from. It's a little scary. But anyway, it is a little intimidating, to be honest. Like, just a little bit. Just a little bit. I might make that. But yeah, he's just... It's a lot. It's a lot, let's put it that way. Okay. I said the other one would be my last flower, but I just got talking. Maybe it will be. Maybe it will be this time. Yeah, it will be this time. So that's my last flower this time. But next time we gonna get this. Actually, let me mark out what I want some of them to be. Like, let me mark out what color. I'm gonna color one petal. And then that way I'll know what color I meant for it to be. Yeah. What's funny is that there are languages that don't differentiate between green and blue. The phenomenon is actually called GRU in English, because yeah, some languages just don't make a distinction between them. Even though, like, from my perspective, and from my friend Ox too, because we're both really into languages and linguistics, and we've talked about this before, they're totally distinct and different to us, and we don't understand how anyone could ever mistake them as being the same. Like, we were like, Hikey, slightly upset about it, and yeah, just a little bit, because we're like, how, where are you getting this from? You know, we were like not to be like awful, but we were like, are you like on something? Like, how does this look the same to you? But it's just a, honestly, it's a worldview thing, it's a cultural thing, it's a linguistic thing, and we have no room to judge. But yeah. Yeah, this is kind of hard. I guess I'll put this here. Some of this is just like, I'm trying to figure out like where to place some of the colors, you know, to like make it spaced out and everything. Yeah, I'm just like marking out what is what. Now there are only 4 up there that are unaccounted for. That's good. Okay. But yeah. So, let me show you how far we got before I leave. And ignore the ones with like one petal colored, because it's so I know where to go back. See the little sections colored? So I know where to go back next time. But it's so like vibrant and I love it. But yeah, next time, my friends, next time, we'll be coloring more flowers.